That's why we need to just log in and stay in the forest, killing boars.
Boars?
There's lots of computer-generated boars in Warcraft that die with just one blow.
Dude, boars are only worth 2 experience points apiece. Do you know how many we would have to kill to get up 30 levels?
Yes. 65,340,285. Which should take us 7 weeks, 5 days, 13 hours, and 20 minutes, giving ourselves 3 hours a night to sleep. What do you say, guys? You can just hang outside in the sun all day tossing a ball around, or you can sit at your computer and do something that matters.
Hey everybody, this is Brian7474 back to give you another classic World of Warcraft guide. Today I'm going to show you how to get from level 40 to level 60 as quick as possible on the Horde side of World of Warcraft Classic. This is part 2 of the Horde leveling series, with part 1 being the level 1 to level 40 episode. If you're below level 40, you should really check out that video first. But before we start, I want to mention I've got a new page for buying some World of Warcraft and Skyrim style merch, so definitely check this page out if you're interested. I'm mostly working on parody t-shirts for those who are interested. You can find a link to my little merch store in the description below. This is just a feeler to see if people will be interested in merch, or any sort of like t-shirts or cups or phone cases, whatever. And if you guys like this, I'll try to find a cheaper and more professional outlet. Let me know in the comment below what you think. Now if everybody's ready, let's begin. Our first spot today is in Fairlass, which has a bunch of Woodpaw knolls that can be found in the eastern part of the map, as shown here. These guys drop a pretty fair bit of loot, they give a great amount of XP, and this spot is rarely contested. And if you're a rogue, this spot is double as sick, since you can pickpocket these guys as well. You're really going to want to avoid the mobs named Woodpaw mongrels, since they come with an annoying debuff that will slow down your solo grind pretty easily. If you aren't cool with losing some attack speed, you definitely don't want to fight Woodpaw mongrels. Now you're going to be killing gnolls from level 40 all the way to level 45. Sit tight, turn on your Netflix, and get very used to killing gnolls, because it's going to feel like it's taking forever. I actually really like this spot, since once again there are little secluded pockets far off the main path in Fairlass that you can hide from other players in, while also making a great amount of XP. Now I found that in the larger groups, these guys aren't so easy to fight when you first hit level 40, but as you level up here and get more used to fighting these guys, you'll find that they are generally pushovers. In this spot you're looking at about 24,000 XP per hour, and once again these guys do drop a fair bit of vendor trash that you'll be able to sell while leveling up to help pay for your mount, whether it be your regular mount or your epic mount come level 60. Once you reach level 45, we can jump into our next spot, which is located in southern Fairlass in Feral Scar Vale. Here we're going to be killing Feral Scar Yetis from between level 45 and level 48. As individuals, these guys are extremely easy to knock down, but when they come at you in a group, they hit pretty hard, so you're going to want to prepare for trouble. I actually really like these guys though, because again this is a pretty secluded cave, and it gives another chance to practice your skinning, which will make you a fair bit of gold on the side. These guys drop a ton of great loot, which includes potions, wicked claws, and the odd grey vendor trash, of which is like equipment that can sell for up to 1 gold per piece. If you've been following my guide up until now, you've probably got herbalism, which is not very useful here, but if you have mining for whatever reason, it will do really well here since this cave is full of mining nodes. When you're grinding here, you can expect about 26,000 XP per hour, but be very careful as it's extremely easy to aggro decently sized group of guys that will gang up on you and mess you up. Again though, whether you bring herbalism or mining or whatever, if you have skinning, I highly advise you practice it here, since you will get many more chances in this guide, and it's still some great additional income on top of your normal vendoring. Again, trying to stick with Fairlass just to stay out of the way of other people, we're going to be heading to the northern area, where we'll find the Northspring harpies. Here we'll be grinding these flying shithogs between level 48 and 52. These guys once again have a pretty impressive loot table of potions, wicked claws, and even mage weave, which you could get a tailor to make bags with. With all these different options for making gold, you'll make it a decent income while you're leveling here. One thing that I avoided focusing on while I was here was the spellcasters, as they packed quite a punch in pairs, and they chew through my armor often as a warrior. Going after the Slayers and Rogue Feathers kept me alive, and they're squishy as hell, so I was able to kill a shit ton of them, making my XP per hour the highest it could be. All in all, I was once again making about 26,000 XP per hour in this spot. But most importantly, since it was another secluded spot, you'll find it easier to hide from gank squads of Alliance members. Plus, with a pretty fine loot table, you'll be making a nice amount of gold while you're here. Once you're done with these harpies, we're going to give Tanaris a shot. In Tanaris, there's a nice little bush of swamp creatures that gives some great XP and some great loot within the appropriate level range. Specifically, the mobs in Tanaris you're going to want to grind are called Thistleshrub Dew mobs between level 52 and 54. Here you're going to be making about 35 to 40,000 XP per hour. These guys also have a few very nice drops, which can make you some nice income while you're here. Not only do these guys drop a few vendor items, they also have a slight chance to drop Heart of the Wild. These items are known to do very well in the age, so this may be an extra bonus based on your server. Heart of the Wild specifically can sell for between 15 to 20 gold per stack on some servers. A big issue I've heard with this spot is that other people find it very popular with other players. So there are other spots you could probably check out if you don't like this one. It's only a 2 level range between 52 and 54. But again, for me it was fine. I was able to grind between 52 and 54 with no problems. Once you've hit level 54, we can hit up our next spot in Azshara. At level 54, we're going to check out the Spitelash Nagas in Azshara. Here you can grind these guys all the way up to level 57. You could probably even push it to level 59 if you wanted to, but the XP is not great between level 56 and level 60, so you're really going to want to stop at about level 57 here. This is going to be a great spot for grinding golden pearls, on top of getting a great amount of XP. But your biggest obstacle here is going to be other players, especially in PvP servers. This is a very popular spot sometimes. Once again though, the reason we're here is that these Nagas drop big mouth clams, which can have pearls which give a lot of gold, and they also give about 20 to 25,000 XP per hour. Once you've hit level 57, we're going to head up to Winterspring for our last spot. The last mob you're going to want to grind for XP is the Ice Thistle Yetis in Winterspring, which are located here on the map. These guys are going to give a fantastic amount of XP per hour, which ranges between 40 and 50,000 XP per hour. They also drop food, water, potions, and Wicked Claws, so they'll not only keep you supplied while you grind here, but you'll also have a decent gold return. You're going to want to stick here between level 57 and level 60 as long as there isn't too much competition. Not only do these guys drop Wicked Claws, but they can also be skinned for rugged leather, which can vary in terms of value by server. It's a nice extra bit of moneymaker, but to be honest, the real reason we're here is the massive amount of XP per hour. I found that this spot was very out of the way, and the Yetis gave me a great return on gold, so this was my favorite spot in the video. You'll rarely see other players to compete with here unless they happen to be mining. If they are there to mine, I would personally just try to avoid the player by sticking outside of the cave and killing Ice Thistle Yetis outside. There's also some nice herbalism patches outside in the snow if you take a good look around. You will make a higher return on XP per hour though by sticking inside the cave and taking on more than one of these guys at once, if you have the ability to do that. Now again, while I did mention this is an okay spot for mining, if you've got herbalism, there are really some nice herb spots outside the cave, which is why I chose to stick outside the cave myself anyway in this situation. Not only to avoid players who happen to be in there mining, but also just to get myself some herbs while I'm here. Now I've had some people previously tell me that some of the spots I'm suggesting are PvP hellholes. So in this situation, if this spot is a PvP hellhole, you could also try to grind the Suffering Highborn creatures, which are over by Lake Calthero, also in Winterspring, which will make you approximately 15 gold per hour and give a pretty decent amount of XP per hour to level 60. But these Yetis give much more XP per hour, and I found they're generally less contested. In either case, by the time you're done with Winterspring, you'll be level 60, so congratulations. I've attempted to show you on screen the maps, quests, and loot involved with the mobs farmed, but if you missed any of that, feel free to check the description for further information or ask in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If you managed to stick through this whole video, I do want to thank you again. I know the wait has been very long for this video. That's mainly because Phase 2 has really changed Classic WoW and made it very different from how it was during Phase 1, for both the Alliance and the Horde, I'm sure you know. It's been very hard finding spots that aren't heavily contested, where there isn't PvP, there isn't people farming, there isn't people ganking. It's extremely hard to be grinding nowadays. So, if these spots don't work and you really find that all these spots are taken up, I would suggest just doing quests, going into dungeons, grind without running into other players. But if in your server you're finding these spots are working, go for it. They're all great spots. I think if you follow this guide, you'll find the spots are generally out of the way and they're not as often full of gank squads. That's why it took me so much time to make this video, is finding spots that seemed as far out of the way as possible, while also still being useful to you. Now once you actually hit level 60, your first goal is probably going to be getting your epic mount. If you've been following my guide, you should have a bit of gold at least, and if you don't have enough gold yet, I have other videos that show how to make gold, and I'll be making even more videos to show how to make gold. So keep an eye out for that by staying subscribed. After you've got your epic mount though, you can do whatever you want. You can PvP, you can raid, you can do dungeons, or just keep leveling alts. My favorite thing to do in World of Warcraft has always been leveling up alt characters, and that's why I wanted to share with you the information that I had with you guys today. Once again, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, I definitely suggest you do, since I'll be posting more videos that show how to make more gold to pay for that epic mount, as well as additional gear and resources you're going to need for raiding. Once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, see you later.